Advanced Modeling 1, Extrude. Here we have a sketch. I'm going to finish the sketch. Now that I have a sketch, I can make it into a 3D model, something with some thickness to it. I'm going to come up here to Extrude. Over here in Extrude, I have to pick or select a profile. I'll pick. It selected the profile. Now, I can come down here and say, which direction do I want to go? I can go to one side, and you can see the arrows pointing up. I can go to two sides, and I could give it a certain amount of distance in each direction, or I can go symmetrical. Okay, so I'm going to start with one side and say I want the distance to be 20. And you can see how the thickness gives it some thickness, and I extruded it. I'm going to undo that. I'm going to go back up to Extrude. I'm going to change it from one side to two sides. Now I'm going to select, and over here in side 1, you can see it's blue on side 1. I'm going to get a distance of 5, and on the other side I'm going to give it a distance of 10. And it's going from that sketch in both directions, and I'll hit OK. So you can see from when I have the sketch highlighted, it went 5 one way, 15 the other. Or I could go up and I could do extrude, and I could say symmetrical. And I can pick on my profile, and I can say, oh, let's put a distance of 5, and it's going to go both ways equally from the sketch. So when I highlight the sketch, you can see it went 5 millimeters in each direction. So let's just undo that one more time, and we're going to go up to our extrude. And so when we come up here and we want to start at a profile plane. Later on we'll come back and we'll do some offsets, and we'll offset it from some other areas. But most of the time when we're getting started, we just want to select the profile. And then therefore we just pick which direction we want to go. And typically we're doing distance, but we'll learn later on how we can extrude to an object or all the way through like an assembly. And we can have a certain distance. Now down here we have a taper. So if I go to one side and let's say I'm going to put 20 in there, you'll see that it's extruded up 20, but I could put a taper in here. I could put like a 5 or 10 degree taper. I'll put a 5, and you can see, maybe you can't see it that well. Let's put like a 10 in there. All right. And you can see now that it's putting a taper in there so that the top is bigger than the bottom here. I'll switch it around, and you can see, woo, yeah, that's a lot of taper, right? Typically when we're going to do a draft, we do a small amount of taper. So just think of it as getting it out of the cake pan. So we're going to put a little bit so it comes out of its mold. I'll say okay. So typically we are using the extrude to get a 2D sketch into a 3D object.